Lucas Bergvall starts for Tottenham. Liverpool are set to open talks with Paris Saint-Germain. Crystal Palace have confirmed Nathaniel Clyne has left the club. And Gary Neville is not surprised that Vinicius Junior seems set to stay at Real Madrid. Here are your daily Premier League news headlines. Hi everybody, hope you're well. Welcome back to the channel to another edition of the Daily Premier League News Headlines, where I'll be going through all the latest news, rumours and reports. My name is Lee The Dorset Spur, and if you're watching on YouTube, please like, comment and subscribe to the channel. If you're listening on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. Okay, so let's get into it. Here are the main stories today. Lucas Bergvall started for Tottenham in their friendly against Sydney FC this morning, despite wanting to leave the club. Sky Sports News understand the midfielder is determined to move on, with interest from Nottingham Forest and Newcastle. He has not featured in the Spurs squad for the first two friendlies. Liverpool are set to open talks with Paris Saint-Germain over a potential deal for Bradley Barcola. After preliminary talks with his representatives, Liverpool have prepared an opening offer and are set to formalise their interest with an official approach. Signing the winger has been a key area to strengthen since the departure of Mo Salah, and Barcola has been on Liverpool's radar for a number of years. The 23-year-old has 2 years left on his PSG contract and has indicated he will not be signing a new one amid frustration at the lack of game time. The opportunity to join Liverpool is said to appeal to the player. The key to getting any deal moving will be PSG's willingness to reduce the price tag on the man they bought for around £40 million back in 2023. Valuations of top-level players this summer has been high. Sky Sports News reported yesterday that PSG value the France international as high as £145 million, €170 million. However, other sources have now indicated it could be around €128.5 million or €105 million. The success of Andoni Iraola's team at Bournemouth and Rayo Vallecano centre around the pace, energy and work rate from his wingers. So Barcola could be a key piece for the Spaniard's new Liverpool jigsaw. The fact that Barcola has won 9 major trophies in the last 2 years, including two Champions League titles, shows the calibre of the player they are trying to bring to Anfield. Arsenal could also have an interest in Barcola as well. Crystal Palace have confirmed Nathaniel Clyne has left the club following the end of his contract. Palace said they were in talks with the defender after releasing their retained list in June, but he will now leave Selhurst Park. Clyne, 35, made 252 appearances for the Eagles across 2 spells at the club. The last few seasons have given me some time of the best days of my life, he told Palace TV. I'm proud of these achievements, proud of myself and the football club. When I started at Crystal Palace, we were in the Championship. Now the club is playing European football, having nights like we did in Leipzig. I am just so happy that I could have been part of that. It meant so much to me and my family. I just want to say thank you to the fans, thank you to the staff and all my teammates for helping me to achieve this. Gary Neville is not surprised that Vinicius Junior seemed set to stay at Real Madrid amongst interest from Premier League champions Arsenal. The Gunners have been monitoring the forward situation closely with 12 months left on his contract. However, with Madrid confident that Vinicius will agree to new terms, Neville has said that the pull of the Spanish giants is too much even for the top English sides. It would have been a spectacular signing, but I'm not surprised he would stay in Madrid, he said. We all want great players in the Premier League, but my view on it is that it's been at its best since we began through the best managers being in the Premier League. Then the best teams tend to follow. I'm more interested in the best managers coming to the Premier League than the players. We very rarely beat Barcelona and Real Madrid to the top players in the world. Gary Neville has also said that signing players like Danny Welbeck and Jordan Henderson is exactly what Chelsea's young players need in order to gain more guidance. The Blues have pulled a complete 180 turn on their transfer policy, with the interest in the veteran Englishman with Welbeck set to become the first player over the age of 26 the club have spent a fee on since 2022. However, Neville believes that the decision is not a magical one, but rather an example of what all teams need to compete. If you watch Chelsea for the last 3, 4, 5 years, you'd say there's inexperience right through that football club, he said. I think putting a spine in of good senior professionals who act as guardians of good behaviour, responsibility and discipline in the dressing room is something that is not magic. It's something all top teams have had for many decades. Putting in Jordan Henderson and Danny Welbeck, who know how to win Premier League titles, their job will be as much off the pitch as it will be on it. They're still good players who can contribute 25 to 35 games a season, but they will make sure the young players turn up every single day and give their all. I didn't think the young players at Chelsea have any real leadership or guidance on and off the pitch. They've now got people who can do that. Fulham have also had interest in signing Real Madrid midfielder Cesar Palacios amid their attempts to sign striker Gonzalo Garcia. Palacios is another of several Real Madrid academy graduates that new Fulham boss Alvaro Arabola wants to bring into Craven Cottage. Like Garcia, he is being assessed in pre-season by new Real Madrid boss Jose Mourinho as he plans his squad for next season. So, just some thoughts on this. I guess the one I really wanted to talk about really is this one from Gary Neville talking about Danny Welbeck and Jordan Henderson going to Chelsea. I absolutely agree with the comments that he's making, but it's interesting how he saves those type of comments for Chelsea when you consider that Tottenham are actually doing exactly the same as that. We've had exactly the same issues in terms of lack of leadership, lack of direction and so on from senior players, and yet nothing's been mentioned on that. So it's really interesting to me that he is now talking about that in terms of Chelsea. And to be honest with you, I do feel the senior players that Tottenham are bringing in are far better than the Danny Welbeck and Jordan Hendersons that are going into Chelsea. But that's just my personal opinion. And of course, the other one, we are always still talking about this Lucas Bergvall situation. It did start for Tottenham today, but then so did Manor Solomon's been in the team. Richarlison, Tell, all these players have been playing in and out of this squad, and some of those players are likely to leave as well. So it doesn't really mean anything, the fact that he's played today. This is about assessing all the players and making sure that they want to be with the squad. This is what the manager has said. If you want to be with Tottenham, if you want to be proud to play for Tottenham, then you need to stay. If you don't, then you need to go. So it's one of those. I don't take an awful lot of details in any of that. So we'll see how that pans out. Anyway, listen, nice and short and sweet today. Thanks for watching and for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're watching on YouTube, please like, comment and subscribe to the channel. If you're listening on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. My name's Lee The Dorset Spur, and I've got my own channel. So if you'd like to come over and say hi, that would be great. If not, I'll see you on the next one. And as always, up the Spurs.